probably enough to convict him. Then a former Trump aide said he agreed with the judge. It is game over for Donald. Wow. From Newsmax to MSNBC legal minds. Why, that seems to be quite a consensus. This is good. I can kind of ease into the amount of sexy. John Fugelsang thing is here live, and you're on video. So before I have to, deal with both of you live in person on stage in D.C. and Hal Sparks, and just the amount of handsome. Hi, good morning, Glenn.
Good morning, Steph.
Okay, so we are waiting for this judge. It's interesting. You made a point yesterday on Twitter. You said, in 30 years of prosecuting cases, I've never seen a judge make up her mind on an issue before the other party had an opportunity to respond to the request. This is dead wrong. Note, this judge, Eileen Cannon, was confirmed by Mitch McConnell's Senate after Trump lost the election. So we're waiting. I guess you were saying it's marginally good news that she didn't stop the review, but we don't know what she's going to rule or when, right?
We don't. And I think it really was beyond poor judgment for her to get the demand filed by the Trump defense team and say, I'm inclined to grant it, before she even asked the prosecutors to file their position. I never had that happen. Usually, the way litigation works is judges ask both parties to file their briefs, make their arguments, and then the judge announces a decision, tentative or otherwise. So here's where I think she might be stuck right now. She's looking for a way to save face, because when you read the prosecutor's opposition to Donald Trump's demand for a special master, it just blows every argument Trump made out of the water. So I think what she may do, Steph, predicting what a judge is going to do is kind of perilous. But to save face, she might say, well, listen, I'll appoint a special master just to review the attorney-client materials that the prosecutors have already set aside, courtesy of their privilege review. So that's a way for her to kind of save face, but not stop the process of assessing the national security damage Donald Trump did to our nation.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it's not really about how the law works. It's about how the Federalist Society politics work, right? That's a lot of what's going on here.
I find it interesting that she has been a member of the Federalist Society since 2005, when I think she was 9 years old. Okay, that's an overstatement. She was in her early to mid-20s. I mean, who at age 22 says, you know what, I long for the good old days when slavery was still a thing?
Speaking of the ridiculous arguments in Trump's, you said prosecutors' court filing reveals that Trump unlawfully concealed classified documents in his desk drawers after his attorney certified he returned all the documents to the federal government. I mean, not to mention, it doesn't mention anything about declassification I'm trying to follow it even as a non-lawyer, what their latest claims are.
And declassification has nothing to do with the 3 crimes that are in the search warrant that the government, the prosecutors are investigating and likely will indict. Classification, declassification doesn't matter. That's just a Trump talking point by which he tries to continue to fool the gullible. But, when his attorneys, both of them, Christina Bobb and Evan Corcoran, full disclosure, I worked with Evan when he was at the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office, when they certified, she signed it, he allegedly participated in the search for classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. When they signed a document certifying to the Department of Justice, there are no more documents here at Mar-a-Lago that need to be returned to the government. That's not what defense attorneys do. The viewers should know that if you're representing a bank robber, the defense attorney doesn't sign a certification and deliver it to the prosecutor saying, no, I promise my client gave back all the money he robbed from the bank. That is not the way lawyering works. And that's why both Christina Bobb and Evan Corcoran now have criminal exposure of their own. Their loyalties are split as defense attorneys between representing their client and saving their own hide. And I predict both of them will migrate off the Trump defense team.
Oh, wow.